taste of wisdom.
Let me just play it again.
A spoon does not know the taste of soup, nor a learned fool the taste of wisdom. Whoever gossips to you will gossip about you.
Yes, sir.
There is
yes,
no
sir.
shame in not knowing. The shame lies in not finding out.
Yes, sir.
What you see in yourself is what you see in the world. It takes a whole village to raise a child. A fault confessed is half redressed. Early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise.
And wise. Yes, sir. Hey, look, I'm going to keep
Wise.
on doing what I'm doing here.
A fault
Let's go.
confessed is half redressed. Early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. After the game, the king and the pawn go in the same box.
Listen. I'm about. Hey, every Monday from now on, we will be listening to some ancient proverbs because these have set my soul on fire. Where's my chapstick? I'm so hot. I get my chapstick. That was woo. The pawn and the king. Let me go back some.
Early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy,
And
and wise.
I can't find my chapstick.
After the game, the king and the pawn go in the same box.
That is epic.
The path is made by
That is
walking.
epic. Right. The path is made by walking.
If you want no one to know, don't do it.
Every Monday we coming back with these, y'all. Every Monday.
If you always give, you will always have. To succeed, consult 3 old people.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
If you hurry through long days, you will hurry through short years. The stone which cannot be lifted should be kissed.
Yes, sir. Okay, yes, sir.
Write the bad things that are done to you in sand, but write the good things that happen to you on a piece of marble. All weather is passing.
Yes.
He who fears death cannot enjoy life. Before preparing to improve the world, first look around your own home 3 times. All time spent angry is time lost being happy.
Fair enough.
Don't sell the sun to buy a candle.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Do not kick away the canoe which helped you cross the river.
Yes, sir.
Do good and throw it into the sea.
Hey. Oh, Lord, hold on. That didn't go as smooth as I wanted it to. The laptop laptop always be moved around. There we go. Hey. Welcome to another episode of Expansion Pack. I'm your host, Dan F. Man. Got the camera a little too high. And it is Healthy Mental Thursday. See, you may be wondering why it is I come on this time. I may be on a few minutes late. I may be on early. It's because of the suspense factor. I'm a real person, y'all. And sometimes us real people get looked at like we in non-real situations or fake situations. No, I'm living a very real life, just like y'all. And so sometimes I'll be on, it'll be red running for you, but I won't pop up to 9:02, and then I have the headphones on, or I won't have the headphones on, or the mic will be on. But some of that stuff is just because. All right, just so you know, I'm just doing it just because. If I was sitting anywhere else than in my own comfortable zone, I wouldn't be doing this. So let me be in my zone. All right, y'all. So on Healthy Mental Thursday today, we are talking about the sun. Well, the sunrise, to be specific. Let me go ahead and get y'all motivation, and then we'll start our day. Keyboard over here. Move my keyboard over there. And I got to change the day of the week on the screen. All right, here we go. Motivation for the week. I don't feel like saying day. Let's see what we got. Do this before the beginning of every week. And I'm glad we finished the Jasmine Siri video, because that shows us we can keep on doing the same thing even if it spans out over a week. And my sticky note worked. Feel what I'm saying? I can finally get rid of that sticky note and say that it was a job well done. Let's listen to this. All right, y'all. Get y'all some sound up in here. All right, here we go. See what they talking about.
Once upon a time, an old pencil maker took his newest pencil aside just before he was about to pack him into a box. He called a few things about the pencil. "There are 5 things you need to know," he said to his pencil, "before I send you out into the world. Always remember these 5 things. Never forget them. And you will become the best pencil you can be. The first thing is to remember that you will be able to do many great things, but only if you put yourself in someone else's hands. From time to time, you will experience a painful sharpening, but remember that this will make you a better pencil. Also, keep in mind that you will be able to correct any mistakes you might make along the way. And the most important part of you is what's on the inside. And remember this as well. Upon every surface that you are used, you must leave your mark. No matter what else happens, you must continue to write." It seemed the pencil listened to him and promised he would remember these 5 things so that he could live his life with heart and purpose. You see, in your life, put yourself in someone else's hand. Embrace challenges for growth. Learn from mistakes. Value inner qualities. And leave a positive mark on the world. And you too can become the best pencil there is.
Yes, sir.
This was The Pencil's Tale, and this is Dare to Do Motivation. Thank you so much for watching, and stay blessed.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, we don't need much more than that. That was very profound. That's why we're here on Expansion Pack, to get us to move something, to do something, to feel something. All right. So now, hey, what up, my people? Yes, I did too, Zanita 67. I did too. My people out there, yeah, 7-watch streak. All right, hold on, my people. All right, let me see. 67. Boom. All right. So the reason we talking about the sunrise today is because of the first thing that he said. The pencil should remember. You'll be able to do great works as long as you put yourself in someone else's hands. Are you searching for those hands? Because guess what? I sat down. I did just like a... Hold on, y'all might be hearing me double time. Let me mute one of these. I sat down and I did a brief, just review of something, a situation or a circumstance I was feeling and seeing in my mind, right? I did just a brief review and say, hey, what can I lean on? What can I rely on that is something I know is going to happen repeatedly? And I started searching. And I couldn't find nothing but the sunrise. Let that sink in. Now, you might not be able to depend on your mama if she gonna show up. You might not be able to depend on your brother if he gonna show up. You might not be able to depend on the government. They not gonna show up because they shut down. But y'all know what I'm gonna say next. The sun shall rise. Now you watching it at the end of the day. It's going down. Sure enough, it's going down. Oh my God, it's going down. It's so cold. It's dark. It doesn't look too good. And then guess what? You see that little glint of light. You see the sky start to brighten up. I was taking the kids to school at 7 o'clock and there was no light. But sure enough, it came back. I started to see that little sunrise. It's cloudy outside, but them clouds are illuminated by the sun that persists behind it. Straight up. So, what are you going to lean on? You going to lean on something outside of that? That's cool. But is it coming back? Is it going to be there when you need it? Because I promise you right now, you can't hear it. I can't hear it. But the grass sings for the sunrise. Let's check this out. This ain't even got no sound. See, look at that. Ain't even no sound. We don't even need no sound. Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful. This is for your mental. Because we think everything, maybe nowadays, unless you have a really, really solid foundation, and I know it feels like everybody's on equal footing, but I have to say this. We looking for something that we can rely on. Shit, circumstances change, dog. Now, you may not be able to see the sunrise, but you can look and find the evidence that it is there at all times, unless it's night. Even at night, you can look around and see the evidence of the sunrise because you know how trees got here. You know, you get what I'm saying. How clouds are formed. All of the above. So I just wanted to give us a little bit of stability. Something, like I said, I'm like, man, dang, everything keep changing. What can I depend on? What can I rely on? What stays the same? What is staying the same? And it ain't even just staying the same. It's just more so, all right, you look up at the clock, right? And you watch the clock, and it's constantly at that same rate. Well, guess what happens when you look away? You lose track of that rate. And guess what that tick does? That tick keep on ticking. But since you're not looking at it, it may have did this. It may have tick a little fast. It may have tick a little slower. That's unpredictability at its finest. You may get a different hour where you live at that the sun rises than I do. But in the heart of hearts and in your mind of minds, you know it's gonna be there. Let's just take a brief moment to let that sink in for our mental. You know how serious this thing is? You can look up one night, you won't see the stars. You can look up at night one night and you won't even see the moon in the sky. You can look up at night one night and not see the cloud in the sky, no clouds. You can look up in the sky during the day and can't see nothing but the sun. Yeah, you see that blue sky. Yeah, you see some clouds. But if you look in that certain direction, you will see nothing but the sun. Now, realistically, what does this mean? Where am I going with this? Well, the reason I was searching for something to like lean on or look to is because I needed support. All right. Now I got a real question for you right now in this day and age. Could you feed every living thing on this planet? I couldn't. Even if I had all the corn, animals, vegetables, all of everything in the world, I don't believe that I could feed every single thing on this planet. Now, is there something that does nourish and feed everything on this planet? Yeah, we talking about it right now. It's so profound that it's an afterthought until it's not. Solar eclipses are an afterthought until they about to happen. As a matter of fact, the one that just went by, that just happened, you got to see the effects of when the sun is not there. It get a couple degrees colder when the sun is not there, even just for a couple seconds. The amount of light you can see or the things you can see around you decreases by over 80 to 90% depending on where you at if you ain't got no sort of artificial light source. If you don't have no artificial light source, it goes away completely. If you in a dark forest, if you on a mountain range, if you in an open flat land, as soon as that solar eclipse happen, it's pitch black. So it's an afterthought until it's gone away, just like most things that we deal with as people, right? In our day-to-day. I'm telling you that you may not necessarily feel it right now, but as you're eating, you don't feel yourself getting less hungry. You just get full. All of a sudden you're full. So you may not feel what I'm saying right now at this moment, but it will sink in and it will fill you up later when you go out and you look in the sky. It may be cloudy where you at, but you look in the sky and you see that it's brighter because of the sun. Things are moving because of the sun. Things are being replenished because of the sun. Now, this is an obvious point. Obvious, very obvious. But it's not in our fast-paced, digital, crazy, social media-filled life. It's not an obvious thing. It's something that's pushed to the background. And till we see a solar eclipse, and everybody has to revere the fact that we wouldn't be doing any of this if the sun didn't rise. Let's see what's up. Oh man. All right, let's just see this part. Ooh. That's what's up, Learn Bright. Give us the education. The education. You want a little education, man. You get the education.
How do plants grow? For kids. Plants are everywhere. There are many different kinds of plants that grow all around the world, on every single continent. Today, we are going to talk about the things that plants need in order to grow. Are you the same height as you were when you were 1 year old? How about when you were 5?
No.
Every year, you probably grow a little taller and get a little bigger, which is awesome because that means you are growing. Whether it is human life, animal life, or plant life, all living things need certain things to survive, be healthy, and grow. So, what helps plants grow? Plants need 4 main things in order to grow. Just for fun, let's call them the core 4.
The core 4.
The core 4 are soil, sunlight, air, and water. Let's talk about each of these things individually and then see how they all
talk
work
about the
together
soil and the sun
to
here.
help plants thrive. First up is soil. Many of the nutrients plants need are found in soil. These nutrients include nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. And what do these do? Well, nitrogen helps make a plant's leaves green. Phosphorus helps create large flowers and a strong, healthy root system. And potassium helps a plant fight off diseases. All of these nutrients help keep the soil healthy and create the perfect place for a plant to grow. Soil also gives support to plants and prevents them from falling over. Next up is sunlight. The sun is a super important part of plant growth. Plants use the energy from the sun
Here we go.
to
That's
make
the
their
part I
own
need.
food. Here is an interesting fact. This food-making process is called photosynthesis. Talk about a big word. Let's say it again, just for fun. Photosynthesis. Even though sunlight is important, it has to be the right amount. Too much sun, and a plant may wither and die. Too little, and it may stop growing. Plants receive carbon dioxide, or CO2, from the air, which helps with photosynthesis. That means that the CO2 molecules...
So, that's plants. Let's move up a level. Do we need the sun? Obvious question, but let's see how it works.
We tried everything, but Charlie still struggled with math. Then another
Damn,
mom
Charlie.
recommended...
Since the living things on Earth get all the light and warmth from the sun, we can say that our whole
Warmth.
life is shaped
I like it.
changing seasons, day and night, warm and cold climates. All depend on the sun. Let's try to make sense of it. So what are day and night? The day lasts from the moment the sun rises until the moment it goes down. And nighttime, on the opposite, is from sunset until sunrise. The way the sun appears in the sky and disappears from it is connected to the revolution of the Earth around the sun and to the Earth's rotation around its own axis. The Earth spins as it moves in space. It somewhat reminds us of a children's game called a spinning top. Because of its rotation, the Earth turns one half or the other towards the sun. On the side that faces the sun, it's daytime, and on the opposite side that's not lit by the sun, it's nighttime. The change of seasons also depends on the Earth's position relative to the sun. In the part of the Earth where the air and surface are well lit and warmed by the sun, it's summer. And in the part where the sun's rays just skim the surface, it's winter.
It's winter. You see that? I just learned something new.
There are two regions on the Earth that can never be properly warmed by the sun. They are the North and South Poles.
South Poles.
They are always covered in ice. Very few plants and animals live there.
Hey,
Not many living
that
things
just
can
made so much
survive
sense to me.
in
Thank
such
you.
cold climates. At the same time, on the equator, which goes around the middle of our planet, it's always summer. This part of the Earth is well warmed by the sun, and the times of year only differ in the amount of rainfall and the direction of winds. Even the calendar we use is related to the sun. What we call a year is the time in which the Earth makes one revolution around our star. The beautiful star called the sun. Our daily life and our holidays depend on it, as well as all life on the planet Earth.
So, there is no other way to feel at this current moment than supported unconditionally. Just hold on, I'm looking at my phone. I'll say it again though. There's no way to feel right now other than supported unconditionally. And the reason being is because you didn't ask the sun to come up. Hello, where you at, son? You didn't ask for it to help grow things. As a matter of fact, if you don't want none of them sun rays, you better stay indoors. Hey, hell, bury yourself in a mountain if you have to, because it's coming. Them sun rays gonna hit you. You gonna feel this warmth today. Later on, when you come outside, it may be cold now. So I needed something that was gonna love me, that was gonna take care of me, that was that feel for me. And I found it. And the thing that didn't ask me or any of you whether you need it or not. It gave its warmth. It gave its rays of sunshine that create electricity for y'all and y'all solar panels and whatever else y'all using electricity and sunlight for. It gave it. And with that type of support out here in the world, I can feel a little bit better moving around. I can feel a little bit more supported or stable when I'm doing things, because it sounds so simple, but I know the sun will rise. I may not see it, may not be around right now, but I know it will rise. Yeah, easy as that, huh? Let's look at some more of this, because I am going somewhere with it. I want to see one more little video of this. Let's see it short.
How can sunlight spend 8 full seconds in frozen space and still be warm? Why is moonlight not the same? Interesting.
You know how reflective the moon is? So the moon is only reflecting not much more than 10% of the sunlight that hits it.
Right.
The rest is getting absorbed. So that's A. B, the photon is a packet of energy, and it doesn't make sense to think of it as having temperature. It's just energy moving through space, okay? Then when you absorb it, it vibrates the molecules in that which absorbed it, and that is measured as temperature. It's only when you absorb it and increase the vibrations do you then feel heat.
How can sunlight
There you go. Now, I hope y'all caught that last part. It's just a packet of energy. It just sit there. And then once you absorb it, once it's absorbed by your body, which, by the way, you didn't ask it to, you can't be like, nah. Only way to do it is to send it back, reflect it back. It then changes into heat. So it's not hot out in space. It ain't summertime out in space. Yeah, I'm still paying bills. It's not summertime out in space. You understand what I'm saying? It's your interaction with the energy that is actually making the energy feel warm. So that is a relationship. A very early stage relationship, because you feel warm, you go out and do things. And guess what? That relationship carries on through the feeling of feeling warm from the sun's rays. Simple stuff, man. This is simply helping me. Because let's say I came to you, right? And I'm like, dang, it's cold. Can I use your jacket? You're going to look and be like, it's cold. I'm cold too. Straight up. Hold on. Good. I don't want to pay twice. The sun ain't did that. The sun is making its own warmth. So it's got plenty to send to you. Now, for those of you that may be like, man, you sound crazy. You sound like you're just saying the same thing that we already know. Well, to be honest with you, I feel like if everyone knew it and was practicing that knowing, we wouldn't have no issues. It would be a lot easier for us to do things because we would know we're supported. The sun is going to give us that energy that we need. We don't need to go rob you for your money because it ain't no heat in my house. How about we just move to another part of the planet? Birds do it. Oh, my bad. You got to drive your car there. You got to take your house. Your kids don't go to school down there. As a matter of fact, you need a passport to go there. It's terrible, right? This is all terrible. But the sun will rise. Now, according to what Neil deGrasse just said, Neil deGrasse Tyson, just said, all we need to do is convert that packet of energy. If we can convert that packet of energy, the field is filled with the packets of energy that we can convert into warmth. Okay? Technically speaking, all right, now I'm a scientist too, all right, so I know this information. Technically speaking, it's not, the sun doesn't get hotter or colder, but it does. Like it's hotter on certain sides of the sun as it rotates as well than it is on other. There are spots on the sun that are hotter than other places on the sun. And if it's facing us or it do a coronal discharge towards us, we may feel some of the effects of that. What I'm saying is it warmer in California? Yes. But are the same amount of sun rays hitting California as in Alaska at a certain time of year? No. But let me ask you this. Is it brighter outside? Is it darker outside because of this? No. But there are some places in Alaska where it's day for like 12 hours or whatever, however it works. Or 12, 6, whatever, however the period of time it is. But my point is, as long as the sun exists out there, we're receiving those packets of energy, those photons. You do the science, you increase your wisdom, and maybe you won't have to rob somebody so you can get heat in your home. There's plenty provided by the sun. We got to beat this, y'all. We got to beat this mental disability that we have, this mental atrophy of giving the credit away or giving the power away or giving all of our own capability away in order for comfortability, in order to be comfortable. Now, I'm a fan of being comfortable, but I also measure my comfortability, a part of my comfortability, on my capability, and not my capability to stand on my feet for 9 hours, or to move boxes for 12 hours, or to be at your 12-hour shift at the hospital nursing somebody for 12 hours. That's not a full measure of my capability. Okay? A full measure of my capability will be how much I ask outside of myself for the things I need. I ain't gonna build a house on the land because I ain't got no bulldozer. I don't know nothing about plumbing. All right? But could I get the knowledge? Yes. And that shows my capability, not how much I'm able to work to pay for that home. Come on, y'all. Let's be more capable. Let's be as capable, as comfortable as we are capable. Let's be as capable as we are comfortable. All right. What if the sun disappeared? I'd much rather go with the not kid version. Y'all take this ride with me. Y'all had to have seen this coming. I had to have seen this coming. Not just gonna do one end of it. Let's look at the other end.
What if the sun disappeared right now? Would you be able to handle eternal darkness? Cold temperatures? How about flying off into space? The sun is the only star in our solar system, and it gives life to everything here on Earth. Would we even be alive if it vanished? This is What If, and here's what would happen if the sun disappeared. The truth is, we wouldn't even notice for the first 8.5 minutes. This is how long it takes sunlight to travel to our planet. So even if the sun disappeared, its last ray of light would take 510 seconds to reach your skin. And what about gravity? The sun is the dominant gravitational force in our solar system. It has all 8 planets moving around it. So if the sun disappeared, would we fly off into space? Yes, but not right away. The force of gravity turns out to have speed too. In his theory of general relativity, Einstein proved that gravity is just as fast as light, and not instantaneous as was previously thought. This means the Earth would still be orbiting a recently vanished star with no clue of the upcoming darkness. But just for 8.5 minutes. When the last of the sun's rays reach the Earth, eternal night wouldn't be our only problem. The very same moment the sun disappeared from the sky, Earth would start traveling into space at 18 miles per second. Assuming the Earth didn't collide with any other planets or asteroids or get sucked into a black hole, it would be moving in a straight line for 43,000 years before it found another star to orbit. But you wouldn't have to worry about that. Within 2 seconds, the moon would go dark, since there would be no sunlight to reflect. But the stars would still shine, and your electricity would still work, unless it's powered by solar panels. However, gravity and illumination aren't the only things we rely on the sun for. Plants need the sun for photosynthesis. Turning light into energy is how plants stay alive. Without sunlight, most small plants would be dead within days. Larger ones, like trees, would survive for several decades due to their slow metabolism. This would knock out the bottom tier of the food chain. Most animals would die off slowly. Only scavengers feeding on the dead would remain until they froze to death. Because within a week, the average temperature on Earth would drop to a bone-chilling 32 degrees Fahrenheit. And by the end of the first year, minus 150 degrees would be the new norm. And it would keep dropping until stabilizing at minus 400 degrees Fahrenheit. The oceans would grow colder too, but just on the surface. Thanks to geothermal vents, they would remain liquid underneath, despite being buried under a thick layer of ice. So if you're lucky enough to survive, consider moving to the ocean floor. In the end, the organisms living around those geothermal vents would be the only living beings not to notice any difference. They don't need the sun to live and could continue to thrive for billions of years until the planet became a frozen chunk of rock drifting in space.
So, Do you feel supported now? Do you feel a little bit better now? I do. Because of this. Hold on. Because of this one thing. Hold on, let me show you. This is good. This is good for you. This is good for your soul. Check it out.
Trust fall. Never trust in man. Always trust in the Lord. See you Sunday at 10 a.m. God bless you.
Yes. God bless you. That's why I feel better. Because I know where my support is coming from. I definitely know where it's coming from. Yes. Yes. This is beautiful. That's why. Let's watch a couple more of them. It seems to be a thing.
Don't trust in man. Trust in God.
Yeah. Yeah. He was dirty for that one. Let's see this one.
Don't put your trust in man. Put your trust in God. Come to church with us this Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah. This one is still my favorite, though. I'll watch it one more time.
Never trust in man. Always trust in
And
the
they
Lord.
dragged her off.
See you Sunday at 10 a.m. God bless you.
So, I feel great. Like, even as I was thinking about it, you know, we all get those moments where we think about stuff. Even as I was thinking about it, I was like, well, you know, where can I? And it was like, you know what? Thank you. Thank you. Because, like I said, outside of myself, you look for what you can lean on, what you can turn to. And I'm not talking about a table or a person. I'm talking about in the sense of, what do I know is around me? Okay? And in order to be here, we need a few things. We need some water. You need to eat every now and again. And you need warmth. I'm going to just say warmth. No, you need sunlight. Now, y'all do the math and do everything you can to figure out how they living up there in the space station. But I guarantee you, if they could come down here and be in a sun ray for a few seconds under that Earth's atmosphere, it would be a happy day. Because they ain't leaving outside. They ain't leaving outside that space station, baby. Let's see how they living in the space station. Living in the space. They ain't going outside for a stroll in the sunlight. Yeah, we'll go out there. Yeah, I'll go soak up a few rays down here in the spacesuit outside. Get you back in that space station. Yeah. Forget floating around. I want some sun. Can we get some sunlight, please? Please. Ain't y'all out there with the sun? Y'all out there in the sun? Y'all butt naked under the sun. I ain't got nothing.
Are you talking about bowling?
No.
Hello, I'm Sunny Williams.
Look at
I'm
that.
Up here on the internet.
And her name's Sunny Williams. Life be funny to me. Hold on, let me read these comments. So funny, my thoughts exactly. Right, exactly. Don't trust in man, trust in the Lord. Join us at church this Sunday. Light, sun, darkness, moon, created first, because everything needs the sun. Even the moon needs the sun. Exactly. You can with those packets of energy, like I said, we saying packets of energy, but it's literally packets of information being sent and broadcast to us by this big ball in the sky that we call the sun. I don't even know if it's a ball, but there are packets of energy that are coded to help flowers grow, to help trees grow, to help us know where to go on the planet, and also for us to see around us. If there was no sunlight, that forest that you looking at in front of you, you wouldn't know what it was. It would just look tall and black. Those packets of energy give you the information as you look at it and the light bounces back to you. It gives you the information on what finer details are those trees have on them. Otherwise, you like, oh my God, this is just, you ever seen a forest at night? You seen the forest at night. You can't tell what it is. It's just tall, and you got to be like, your mind gives you the reference, oh, those are trees. But the light from the sun gives you the information to illuminate those finer details, like I said. But look at this. Look at this picture right here. Before I even play the video, look at this picture right here. First of all, let me ask this question. This just intrigued me. It just intrigued me to the maximum that y'all might think is funny, but I'm being so serious. Who took this picture? Who or what took this picture? Now, it's drones and stuff and other stuff in orbit. Yeah, it's probably, but that is a beautiful picture. I'm down here. Look, I'm in here right about here at the tip of this mouse, cooking dinner or taking the kids to soccer practice. That is beautiful. It's a beautiful picture.
Space Station. So this is Node 2. This is a really cool module. Of course, most of these modules you'll see they have 4 sides, and they're put together. That way we could sort of work on a flat plane, either a wall, a floor, another wall, or the ceiling. But, you know, again, all you have to do is turn yourself and your reference changes. The reason I'm bringing that up is because this is where 4 out of 6 of us sleep. And so people always ask about sleeping in space. Do you lie down? Are you in a bed? Not really, because it doesn't matter. You don't really have the sensation of lying down. You just sit in your sleeping bag. So here's one sleep station right here. I'm going in right now. You can follow me if you want. So I'm inside. It's sort of like a little phone booth, but it's pretty comfy. I've got a sleeping bag right here that we sleep in, so we don't have sort of like a little bit of a cover. We don't fly all over the place. But you know, you can sleep in any orientation. I have it sleeping, feeling like I'm standing up right now, but like you saw, I'm on the floor. But it doesn't matter if I turn over and I sleep upside down. I can't have it. I don't have any sensation in my head that tells me that I'm upside down. So it really doesn't matter. The sleep station is also like a little office. We've got a computer in here. As you can see, we've got a couple little toys. I've got some books. I've got some clothes.
I'm so sorry, y'all, for pausing it. We may not see the sun, but it's always shining. Exactly. And it's funny that you say that, because my reference to that is, look outside right now. It's a cloudy day. But even though it's a cloudy day, take the sun out of the equation, you don't know what type of day it is. You don't have a reference on that information. That's why I give you the reference of the tall trees in the dark. You can literally feel the bark of the trees with your eyes as the light shines on them. And that is you seeing, just like seeing the bark. Seeing is just like feeling the bark. But if you don't have that light shining on it, you don't even have the reference that tree has this texture. You see what I'm saying? So when you go outside and it's still that cloudy day and you don't see the bright shining sun in the sky, well, this whole place lit up still. It's like a lampshade. Just, you know, the light is on, you can see the light, but it's just got a lampshade on it. But what I was going to say is, look, this is so amazing to me. Forget her floating around. Look at her headphones back there in those wires. Look at them.
As you can see, we've got a couple little toys. I've got some books. I've got some clothes and other things that make it sort of like home. I'm coming out.
Look at her necklace.
And just for reference, that's one sleep station.
Look at her hair.
This one's another. Right here. There's one on the ceiling, if you want to call it. right here. And then there's a fourth
Right there.
on the other wall over here.
I've never seen this. I've never seen this before in my 35 years of living. Have you?
So all of us sleep in a little bit of a circle. All right, come on back. There's more to show you. I know that there's some questions about how to use the bathroom and how do you actually live in space like
Right.
normal, like at home. I mentioned real quickly about getting up in the morning and brushing your teeth and washing your face. Well, how do you do that? Well, here is the bathroom essentially. You get up in the morning and we have a little kit and it has all the essential things that you need, like your toothbrush and toothpaste and brush. See how much better the brush makes my hair look?
Right.
I'm
That's
just
my
joking.
girl.
It still stands up straight. It doesn't matter where you are. It's always going to stand up straight while you're up in space. A lot of people ask about toothbrush and toothpaste. So,
Yo, all of this stuff is making so much sense to me. That is so funny to me. My hair stands up straight regardless.
luckily enough, toothpaste, you can do it upside right this way, is sticky, and so it sticks to your toothbrush, no problem. Another cool thing is that water sticks to your toothbrush.
That's
too.
crazy.
If you can see it.
Look at
I'll
that,
have
look at
some
that.
water come out. The water is pretty neat up in space. It'll stick to your toothbrush, and it will make a big bubble.
Yo,
And that's just by
look at that.
surface tension. And then you can drink it.
That's a nice snack.
So a lot of people ask about
That's
what
a
do you do
snack of water.
with the toothpaste after you brush your teeth.
Probably spit it back into the bag or something.
Two options. Swallow it, and it's sort of like mouthwash. But it tastes a little gross.
Definitely gross.
Or you can just spit it out in a paper towel.
Definitely
and then you
spit
don't
it
have
out
to
in a
worry
paper
about
towel.
it. Swallowing thing I wouldn't recommend at home. I'm only up here for 4 months, so it's not that bad.
Yeah,
He's coming in
definitely
the
the paper
driveway.
towel. Wow, this is good. Where else on the internet right now you watching videos of my girl floating around in the space station telling you how it is out in space? You ain't watching that nowhere else. Only on Expansion Pack, baby. Let go.
About living in space, of course, is the bathroom. So let's take a look at that little piece of work. Come on in. Here we are at the throne. This is awesome. You might see the little, you might have noticed the little moon on the outside. This is our orbital outhouse right here.
That's
Small,
funny.
So you have to have pretty good aim, and you be ready to make sure things get let go the right direction. And it smells a little bit, so I'm closing it up. And that's, of course, for number 2. And this guy right here
Oh
is
my
for
gosh.
number 1.
Oh
So
my
there's sort of
gosh.
2 slightly separate functions, but you can do a little, essentially both by hanging on right here and doing number 1 and number 2.
You better not have
I
to
might
go.
add it's color coded, so you really don't get it mixed up, which is nice. This is yellows for number 1.
Yeah, you better not have to go.
Also, there's
Your whole gonna fly away in space.
a selection of paper. People always ask about toilet paper. What do you do with toilet paper? What kind of toilet paper do you have? We have gloves just because sometimes it does get messy. We have some Russian wipes, which are a little bit coarse if you like the coarse type of toilet paper. We have some nice tissues, which are nice and soft if you like soft toilet paper. We have Huggies, just for any cleanup. You know, we were all babies once, and this sort of helps. And then if things get really out of control, we have
Straight paper towels.
Disinfectant wipes, just to make sure we clean up here. Because, you know, just like the water I showed you, the #1 stuff can sort of go all over the place if you don't aim correctly. And did I mention both of these have a little bit of suction, so they should keep things going in the right direction. But like I said, sometimes things get...
So my biggest thing that I want to see from this is I would love to see what it looks like outside. Now, we coming up on our last 5 minutes, so I ain't going to go dig it up and whatnot. But this was so profound because they live, let's just say they technically live closer to the sun than we do here on Earth. But do you see how many luxuries by being here on Earth we are able to have just from being here and interacting with the sun from out there? We go any closer to it, it seems like, golly, we gonna float away. It ain't got no stability. You're like, I did that, right? But us being here, you get gravity, which you ain't got to worry about pee flying up and hitting you in the face unless you aiming wrong. You get plant life. You have soil. Try to put some dirt somewhere up there. It's going to float off. You understand what I'm saying? So you have a bunch of different things. So all I'm saying really is you found it. If you was looking for what it is that you needed to get you through today, it's the sun. It's the sun. Now, you may need a few dollars. You know the bills got to get paid. Kids got to eat. But the sun didn't ask you none of that. It just gave. And what is it giving? I'm going to say it like a scientist. It's giving those little packets, those packets of energy that you can't even see. That's fueling your body with the warmth, radiation, love, whatever you want to call it, for you to go pay them bills and feed them kids. This has been another episode of Expansion Pack. I'm your host, Dan F. Man. I'm glad I could come in here and we could watch some space station stuff. This is the only place I know they're doing this. Everybody else is acting goofy as hell on the internet or doing other stuff. I don't know. I be trying to help my son with his project, ironing clothes. Sometimes I fuss at them on live, you know what I'm saying? But we also watch videos about the space station. Now, they had mute me yesterday because of all that Dick Gregory stuff I played, but it's okay, baby. We back again today, and we doing it all over again. So I'm going to holler at y'all tomorrow, and this is DGTA TV. Peace. All right. We eat every single day. Every single day. So shouldn't everyone know how to cook, prepare meals, handle food? I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. So that part right there is why I can tell you that it's very, very vital for us to stop on learning how to eat. Because everyone knows how to do that. We even got it down to a science so much that you can even learn how to eat specifically what you want plus what you need. Hence, I stopped on the calories and, that little mathematics right there. Now, this don't actually add up. You know what I'm saying? Because most times I eat for flavor. I don't know about y'all. I'm speaking by myself. I eat for flavor. And I don't be looking at a calorie. I sometimes don't be looking at what it is. I'm eating for flavor. You know what I'm saying? Now, I get lucky sometimes with a whole bunch of, the other day I had a whole bowl of vegetables with, the salad dressing and whatnot, and it tasted good. And it was vegetables. But we don't put that understanding to eating. So, hence, let's learn how to eat. I'm not going to go into learning how to cook, but I will stop in the kitchen for a quick second. Learn how to cook. Yeah. So how would I look if I am rusting? Hold on. So after we look at this, we're gonna let's do 2 shorts real quick. Get us some quick recipes real quick. And then I'm gonna look into that. We're gonna look right into that. Thank you. Great question. Great question.
Because a lot of people, I think, don't. Let's talk about sautéing. Because a lot of people, I think, don't understand the basics of it. The basic is to put the heat, and we wait.
Again, y'all. Yeah, then to make sure it's good. All right, I'm gonna run that back for y'all.
Let's talk about sautéing, because a lot of people, I think, don't understand the basics of it. The basic progression first is to put an empty pan on the heat, and we wait. When this pan feels hot, when you put some water on there and it dances around, you know that the temperature is hot enough. Then I'm going to add a little bit of oil to the pan. After about 5 seconds or so, the oil will be hot enough for us to lay the protein in there, or whatever it is that you're going to be cooking. And again, we wait. It'll stick right off the bat, and then it will release itself when it's browned and beautiful and ready to be turned. Let's look at this one. Okay, this is what you want to do when you're sautéing. Let's talk about sautéing.
Now y'all know I gotta get in the kitchen at least 3 hours a week, 5 hours. Yeah, you know I'm gonna stop in the kitchen. All right, now what else we need to learn is, now this gonna sound kind of crazy too, is we need to learn to walk. I think it sounds crazy, but it's so simple that we all can do it if